Well, ladies and gentlemen, this is happening, and it is a long time coming. I am getting my rhinoplasty tomorrow. I'm getting my nose fixed, which has always been a big insecurity of mine, but as a lot of you would know, 2 years ago I fell off Jerry and slammed my nose directly onto a cross-country fence and broke my nose. And a week after I got it corrected, like straightened, but it is no longer the same. As you can see, there's like a very large, well, not very large, but there's a prominent bump there, and it's actually got like a dent in it. So you can see it fairly well without makeup. Like, I just have a scar on my nose now, and the bone, or the cartilage, sorry, juts up where the scar is. I'm just getting pretty much this bump removed, and also he is making it slightly higher, like lifting it ever so slightly. So it's going to be like this. I'm very nervous. But yeah, like I say, it has been a long time coming. I wouldn't have got the procedure, I don't think, if I hadn't had that fall 2 years ago. I have always said I didn't really like my nose, but now it is truly different to how it looked before, and worse. I just look like a different person side on, in my opinion, because of my nose. And yeah, this is the before. No. Very unflattering up here. This close up, very unflattering. But yeah, interesting, very interesting. I've gone with Dr. Hart in Adelaide, who he did the original correction to straighten my nose, which he did very well, as you can see, because it is straight. And he pretty much just did that by just like punching my face or punching my nose so it wasn't a bit wonky, which it was after I fell off. I'm gonna have a new nose as of tomorrow. I have to get up at 5:15, so we'll leave at 5:45 or something. Going to get there a bit early for my operation at 7. I'm gonna ask for a pre-op med, like a Valium or something, because I'm not good at being put under. I like full have a panic attack almost. And they're like putting it over. They're like, calm down, it's fine, it's fine. And I'm just like, it makes it wider because obviously it's making your nose like closer to, like, it's removing the bump. So it's not like got this like hill of like this narrow hill that your nose has when it has a bump. But yeah, I said, can you keep it as narrow as possible? But apparently I have very thin skin, which makes that slightly difficult because they actually chisel away at oh god, they chisel away at your cartilage, and I'm a bit terrified, but it's happening. It's finally happening. 2 years / like 12 years or longer in the making that I have disliked how my nose looks. I also have a deviated septum, which is another reason why I'm getting it done. Like, I can't breathe as well through this nostril as this one. Before I forget, I'm also just going to do a side-on smiling. This feels so unnatural. It pulls down so much. So yeah, as well as like it will be higher. It won't as much also just because it will be kind of like scarred then. So it's going to be set more like in stone than like malleable like pulls down. This is also not saying that anyone needs a nose job. It has been an insecurity of mine, and now also the fact that my breathing is not so good, and I have this full, like, when you run your hand down my nose, it is truly like it has it kind of like juts off so much now after the fall. And so I really do want it corrected. If you want to get work done, get work done. If you don't. Also, funny thing,
he gave me this drink and it's called Dex. It's like a pre-surgery drink. I was actually supposed to drink one of them in the morning. Well, they're both in the morning, but I just did it now because I'm up late anyway, fretting. And I'm glad I did because I also didn't like the taste of it. It tasted like a hospital somehow. Anyway, on to tomorrow. Oh, it stopped bleeding, which is a bit annoying. I got out of surgery probably an hour and a half ago. It is 3:50. I went in for surgery at 10, got out at 2. So yeah, 4 hours, which is pretty much the maximum time, or sometimes it can be 5 hours, I think. But I kind of knew mine would take a while because there was a lot to do, like making the tip higher, making it narrower, and taking the bump off. And the fact that my nose also had previous trauma and stuff. So yeah, I would say the pain right now would be about a 5 out of 10. It's not too bad really. Just more like a dull, annoying ache would be how I would describe it. So yeah, there you go. Alright guys, good afternoon. I am here with an update finally. It is 2 days post septorhinoplasty surgery, and I forgot to say it was a septorhinoplasty because I had a deviated septum because my nose was wonky, and it was apparently more wonky than we thought and than you would think when looking at my nose. I have had a fairly uncomfortable few days, as you could imagine. It's not incredibly painful, I will say, but it is definitely uncomfortable, and I did really struggle to sleep for the first night. I think I only slept for like 2 hours or something. It's only really today that I felt like I actually can sleep properly. One thing I've noticed that I'm really struggling with is not hitting myself in the face in my sleep, because I have done that once and then done it lightly, and then one time I did like fully kind of go like and I'm really worried about that in case I affected how the nose is positioned. Also, when I woke up from the anesthetic, I also like tried to immediately pull off the mask, like my oxygen mask, because I hate, for some reason I do that whenever I wake up from an anesthetic. I've done that. When I came out of the anesthetic, I said I had pain about 6 out of 10. And it went down to a 4, then it's a 5. It's probably consistently like a 5, I would say, particularly since getting home. It was quite bad at some points last night, but also I don't really like these drugs that they give you, like the oxycodone drugs. Don't really like them. And so there's been points where I've just had Panadol and that's it. And I haven't had any drugs at some points, and they've all worn off, and it's actually bearable. Like, it's not too painful that I'm like, oh my god, I really should have stayed on top of the drugs. It's like, okay, this is quite uncomfortable now, and I'm definitely going to take something now, but it's not super bad. Things I'm glad I did. I'm glad I straightened my hair and washed it the night before, because it has been quite easy to manage and hasn't got matted, which usually it does when I go into hospital. I have also been icing my face, like just cheeks. As you can tell, they're quite swollen, and my lips are also very swollen. You will be able to tell probably, and up here is very swollen. My eyes are very swollen. He did actually show me photos of the after on the operating table, which was crazy. Like, I look like my nose is very different to how it was before, and sadly he couldn't get rid of the dent that I have from hitting the fence, the cross-country fence. That is still there, sadly. But hopefully it isn't as obvious as it looked in those photos. And also he said maybe we could do something in future if I wanted to like get another nose job, which I probably don't want to because I would prefer if I didn't have to do that for obvious reasons. But yes, so that is me 2 days post-op. So I don't bump my nose again in my sleep. I've been sleeping with my hands like this underneath my back, like crossed over like I'm handcuffed or something. So I'm crushing my arms, and so I don't like go like ugh in my sleep. It is 6 days until the cast comes off and all the stitches, not all of the stitches, some of the stitches come out, because he did everything. He did absolutely everything with my nose that you can pretty much do with a nose. He corrected the straightness, so like fully went in and corrected the alignment. He made it smaller, removed the bump, made it thinner. He made the tip higher, and he made my nostrils smaller because I always had very large nostrils too. And also I would always have a very, like, it was a very deep line in between my face and my nose, and it was actually quite hard to like clean and stuff, and so that's no longer there, so I'm very happy about that too. So he did literally everything he possibly could in my nose, and so I guess that's why I'm in a bit more pain than other people, because there was another girl that just got a rhinoplasty, not a septorhinoplasty, and she didn't need any of her nostrils done or anything. So I update for today. I'll check in with you in another couple days. It's only the day after what I just filmed, but I thought I would check in to show you how swollen my cheekbones are. It looks like I've had my wisdom teeth out, and even when I had my wisdom teeth out, I didn't swell this much. I literally look like Richard Nixon or something. Like, that is very, very swollen there. Like, I've never really had this kind of swelling before, so I just think it looks crazy. Also, I found it hilarious yesterday when I try and smile. This is what happens. Like, everything is so swollen, I can't move it. I'm like a completely different looking human being at this point. Okay, so it's a few days later, 2 days later, something, since the last video. And this is an update on my face. Bruising. I've even got bruising here, which is, I didn't expect. Just a lot of swelling and bruising. I thought I'd just show you what I have to do. I was supposed to actually boil the water in this, but has that been happening? No, it hasn't. Because it's just a lot of effort that I just don't feel like I have the energy to do. So I have to put these sachets, or one of these sachets, in this, and then shake it, and then like squeeze here and spray it like this up my nose to get rid of all the dry stuff and just clear out my nose. And then I have to put this steroid cream on the stitches. That's what I have to do 2 or 3 times a day. Pain today, I haven't actually taken any pain medication at all today. Aside from at 6 a.m, I think I took some Panadol, but that would have all worn off by now. So this is me on the 5th day with no pain relief, and I actually feel fine. I'm just trying to maintain the heavy pain relief for when I really need it, and also for when I get everything removed. I want to be very painkillered up, because apparently someone who is close to me that has also got a nose job, apparently that really hurts. So Good to know. I have really been struggling, or for the first few days really, I really was struggling with really high levels of anxiety. Like I would wake up almost having a panic attack. And I think that's just because I couldn't breathe out of my nose, and I'm like waking up with this like thing on my face. And I'm just like, what the and so I wake up just like panicking. And so I really was struggling to sleep for the first 3 days. But now, last night and today, I have been fine. I'm getting to the stage where I really just want to go back to normal life and see my friends and see my roommates and be able to go out in public. That's not going to happen for another 5 days, at least, probably. Once again, still swollen. Down here, particularly, which you just think, so weird. It's like, usually you would swell there from, like, wisdom teeth out. But I didn't swell there at all with wisdom teeth out, and yet, with my nose, I've swollen so much. I'm just like a round ball. Whoa, that's a bit explicit. Good morning, it's afternoon. It's day 5. It was Saturday from my nose job, which was on Monday. Today, I have definitely the most bruising so far. I thought yesterday might be the extent of it, but no. I am getting the cast off in T-3 days, I think. Really counting it down, have been the whole time. I also 2 days ago started getting a cold, so that's been really great. I've not only been recovering from a septorhinoplasty, I have also been recovering from a cold. So that's just been so great. Thanks Mum and Dad for giving that to me, / my niece for giving it to them. It has not been fun. Yesterday my nose was running a lot and was blocked for a little bit, but now it's really got to the point where it's actually clear. You can hear me breathing through my straws in my nose. Oh my god, I am just so over this. I just really want to be out in public again. Good thing is I have the horses, I have the whole property around here, so good place to be recovering from something like this. So yeah, that's today's update. Hello all, I am out and about finally. Over the last day I have ventured home to where I live with my roommates and stayed there the night for the first night in a week, and then came back here today. Obviously I'm going to stay here tonight because tomorrow I'm going down with Mum to get all of this removed. Thank the Lord. Because I am struggling today. Not because it's painful, obviously, because it's really healing. But, oh my god, my face is so itchy. Like, my nose, I guess because it's healing. Like, the stitches are healing. But, as well as that, it was quite warm today. It was like 33 degrees. And I could just... Oh, it's so itchy underneath my cast, and it's so itchy in my nostrils where the stitches are. 100% would prefer pain than this itchiness. It's actually driving me up the wall. But this icing is seeming to help, maybe just because it's stopping my itchy senses from going wild at the moment. Just up, about to feed the horses. Look at Freddy boy. He's all grown up. Charlie and Fred. Fred's a bit downhill, so that's why he looks so tiny. But he is still a pretty small boy. But his colouring is just stunning. It's come out so nicely.
Live stream?
No, definitely not live stream, hands down. Wild. Oh my goodness. My face is so small still, but far out. Oh my god. That is amazing. Excuse the difference in colour from my hand to my face. But, ladies and gentlemen, the cast is off. Here we are. So different. Sorry, I've also got my retainer in. So different. The results are way better than I expected. Way better. I can't believe how good it looks. This is gonna sound so stupid because the results are even better than I expected, and I was honestly thinking to myself, I'm gonna hate it for a while because I'm not gonna be used to like the width of my nose and how like stubby it looks or something. It's not gonna be like until a few months when it's not swollen anymore that I'll like it. But because I am so happy with it off the bat and it is so different, I have this weird feeling of not being genuine anymore, like myself at the moment, which I guess I'm just going to grow into and get used to and grow to be like, this is myself. But I think it's because I'm worried that those around me, my close friends and family, will be like judging me for this, weirdly. And that's making me nervous. I remember reading an article about this because I wanted to potentially get a rhinoplasty when I was like 18, like literally from the age of probably 14. I was like, I really want to get my nose done. I hate my nose so much. It's the one thing I really don't like about myself. But then I kind of got over it until I had the fall and it was even worse and I didn't like it at all. And so then I was like, let's do this, especially because I can get a lot of money off now too, because it genuinely had a medical problem as well. Like I couldn't breathe out of one nostril very well. And it had like a giant bump then. Because of that, I took the plunge and got it done. I remember reading this article anyway when I was 14 or 15 or something. And she was talking about how she kind of regretted her nose job because she didn't feel like she was herself, like her born self anymore. And I remember that was kind of what made me be like, maybe I shouldn't get it done. But after that fall, as I said, got it done. I've only been able to see it for a couple of hours, but I do have this slightly stressed feeling in the back of my head of what do my close friends and family actually think behind like what they say to me, which is like, oh my god, it looks so good. Like, do they actually approve of it's strange. It's a strange feeling. But I'm always like this. Like as a lot of you know, I have social anxiety. Have for years and years and years, probably a decade. Yeah, definitely a decade, over a decade probably. And so I just irrationally think about these things, and it's gone from me thinking about these things with strangers, like worrying about what strangers think, to now worrying about what close friends and family think, because I actually genuinely care about these people and I guess care what they think of me. So yeah, that's my depressing reveal of my no, but I am so stoked. But if you are thinking about getting anything done that may have a cosmetic aspect to it or just primarily be cosmetic, do keep in mind you may have this feeling as well, like me, that you go, am I my true self? I will feel like I'm my true self, but right now I feel worried as well, you know? Yep. Anyway, I'm going to check in like a month or so with you guys to finalize it. This is it currently though. A bit swollen. My makeup is terrible. Oh my god. Still got the bruising underneath my makeup. But yeah, this is it. Day one of having the cast off. So it's probably the most swollen it'll be, or maybe tomorrow will be the most swollen because the cast kind of kept the swelling down a fair bit. So yeah, in a month it should be a lot less swollen, and that's my next checkup. And then in I think 3 months or something, he was definitely very, very proud of his work. He did an incredible job. Like, it's going to get more narrow and go down more, but as you can see, like, it already looks so nice, in my opinion. Some people say it looked better before, and that's fine. Everyone can make their own opinion about it. This is our final product after 11 weeks post-op. Currently in a taxi. Picked the time when I had makeup on to do the review.
Transformation, baby.
There we go. And very happy.